guy's a hero.
Yeah, he is.
All right, so next up, Ni Hao Kailan.
Actually, no. Before we get to that, a couple business briefs. Asian Americans in Southern California have formed their own Chamber of Commerce. This was a few weeks ago. There was a signing ceremony at a Koreatown hotel in LA, and it had representatives from the Chinese, Japanese, Korean, and Thai Chambers of Commerce in Southern California. The participants say they hope to begin sponsoring joint trade and business seminars, cultural events, field trips, and other activities. They're going to stay away from international politics, but they are seeking to maximize their voice in local politics. For instance, they want to ensure that their communities get a fair share of economic opportunities, including public development dollars. And this Chamber of Commerce, it comprises about tens of thousands of small business owners, I think upwards of 20,000. And a quick...
Do you think that this is like a new, a new line of thinking that, hey, maybe we should avoid this whole international politics and start helping ourselves?
Right.
Is this a new thing?
Well, inter-Asian racism and exclusionism is just, it is absolutely not helpful because, I mean...
You mean intra?
Intra, yeah.
Intra-Asian.
Yeah, I mean, because collectively, Asian Americans are such a small percentage as it is. We can't afford to fractionate over these petty differences, like about our history, about our cuisine, like the way we look.
I think the other part of it is because when you mention international, you might not get the support of the American public.
Of course not.
Right.
Definitely, I think that's the reason why they're voting personally.
You know what I like about this article about the Asian Americans form a Chamber of Commerce, right? They said that one of the goals of having this Chamber of Commerce was to further strengthen ties among the different ethnic subdivisions of Asian people. And then there was a statistic here which said that like more than 50% of like Japanese food restaurants are actually owned by Chinese people, right? And so having this like cross-pollination of knowledge and experience is extremely helpful.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, I think we got enough hate going around. There's plenty of hate for everyone, so let's not have it in our own community. If anything, like, let it come from outside, fine, but not within our own community. Now, here's a quick side related story. Wells Fargo says it has announced national award programs for women and Asian business owners in 2008. This is part of its diverse business services programs, and Wells Fargo, along with the U.S. Pan-Asian American Chamber of Commerce and the National Association of Women Business Owners, have announced a call for applications for 2 national annual awards: the 5th annual USPAACC Wells Fargo Asian Business Leadership Award and the 7th annual NAWBO Wells Fargo Trailblazer Award. Each award honors 3 business owners based on their company's business performance, innovation, growth, and personal service to the community. Winners receive a $5,000 cash grant and national recognition. The Asian Business Leadership Award will be presented at USPAACC's 23rd Annual Celebration Conference, May 27th to 29th in Washington, D.C. The other award, the 2008 Trailblazer Award, will be presented at NAWBO's Annual Women's Business Conference held in Arizona, June 12th to 14th. The deadline for the Trailblazer Award is February 1st, and for the Asian Business Leadership Award the deadline is February 28th, 2008. For more information and to download applications, go to wellsfargo.com.
You know what I love about this? You can nominate any business owner to be in the running for this award, right? And you get national recognition. And I mean, we're always like talking about how like people are like complaining, like we have no recognition, there's no representation. Well, so here's your chance.
Yeah, and it's sponsored by Wells Fargo. Now this is a national bank, so they're recognizing us.
And for any of the naysayers who are saying, oh yeah, but we need more recognition, like this is not enough, to that I have to say, baby steps, man. Like this is just one small piece, and then having like a national figurehead that everybody knows their face, like, okay, yeah, that would be nice too, but yeah, baby steps, right?
Yeah, I mean, just one step at a time, be happy for having more than you had before. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Okay, moving on to Ni Hao Kailan.
Ni Hao Kailan, man, I love this. Actually, when we first recorded this, I was like a little bit skeptical about it because I didn't see any Asian boys in the cartoon. It's just the Asian girls. But actually, I'm realizing like in this article, it describes like they're trying to promote awareness of like Chinese New Year and Chinese heritage and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I remember we had this conversation like maybe like 6 months ago about how like I always take a day off in Chinese New Year, but it's not really recognized at workplaces.
Mhm.
But maybe in a generation or two after I'm dead, because of this
Knock on
cartoon,
wood.
Ni Hao Kai Lan, somebody somewhere decided that it's going to be a nationally recognized thing and nobody has to work on that day. I
Yeah,
don't know.
so here's the scoop. Ni Hao Kai Lan is basically the Chinese American Dora the Explorer. It's about this young girl, Chinese American Kai Lan, and it'll be on Nick Jr. It's going to debut on February 7th, and there are 20 episodes so far. Each is half an hour, and the episodes will teach 2 to 5-year-olds Mandarin words and phrases. Now, this is an absolute first for U.S. TV, so looking forward to that very much. Set up your TiVo, set up your VCR, whatever you got to do, because this thing is going to be groundbreaking. Let me see here. I think we got one last item up on headlines. I think, William, you can take it away.
Yo, American Gladiators. Oh man, love that show. When I watched that show when I was a kid, those people were my heroes, man. Also, I didn't know the difference between gladiators and contenders at that time.
Wait, who were your heroes? The gladiators or the contenders?
I actually thought they were all gladiators. That's why I thought it was like so cool. But then I later realized, okay, the reason why half of those people were like significantly smaller is because they were just normal people.
Yeah, they didn't have access to quite the roids that the other guys did.
Right. But these people were my heroes. They're on TV. They're like I thought they were just all normal people, and they're like battling it out in this epic battle. But really, they have pads and like it's totally safe, and they have wires and everything. But
it was kind of like
that,
it was like the real life Running Man. Remember?
Yeah, exactly.
Remember that?
Exactly.
Remember that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie?
Sub-Zero. All right. Anyway.
Dynamo.
Fireball. Okay.
Fire. Okay. How long are we gonna do this? All right, go ahead.
All right. So, American Gladiator. Okay. OC's American Gladiator runs the gauntlet, right? Sun Nguyen of Huntington Beach got on the popular show after a bash in the head, right? So, Garden Grove firefighter, right? Sun Nguyen says he got on the show, and so how did he get bashed in the head?
I don't know. That's just a funny backstory. But anyway, he's 36 years old, and he's a firefighter. And there's some interesting background information about him in this article. What is it? The Orange County Register. But
Yeah, a couple of quotes. Actually, on the website it says that he was a school teacher.
Wow.
All right. Anyway, it's definitely an honor to have been picked, says Nguyen, 36, and to represent my family. The 30-something fathers of the world, the soccer dads, the Asian American culture, and the fire department, everyone, it's an honor. So that's great to have him up there. What else do we have here? While they worked hard to provide for the family, Nguyen grew up a typical Orange County kid, attending elementary and middle school in Midway City and Fountain Valley, playing basketball, track, and cross country at the Ocean View High School in Huntington Beach. I did cross country track.
I did too.
Yeah.
I sucked.
I was like 12th place in one of the citywide heats.
Wow.
Yeah. Riding bikes and learning to surf. And of course, like any teenage boy in the late 80s, he watched the original American Gladiators. We loved that show, Nguyen says. I grew up with Nitro's younger brother. Holy shit, that's crazy.
Nitro was the half Asian dude.
Dude, that's
Right?
crazy.
Was he half Asian?
Yeah, I looked it.
Dude, that's
He
awesome.
looked like Mark Dacascos. Anyway, go ahead.
We played basketball together in junior high school and high school. It was a childhood and adolescence, Nguyen says, in which outside of being a different color and speaking a different language, we were American kids.
So, William, you said your interest got just re-sparked because you turned on American Gladiators. It's back on TV. It's on
Yes.
NBC. And
Dude, when I turned on the tube and I saw the first, actually it was the second episode, but that was the first time I saw the new series. Dude, I had to get on that show. So actually I signed up. I mean, I downloaded the application and I'm working on it right now. But I really am serious about this. I want to get on American Gladiators, and I signed up for this training camp which is called Pure Power Boot Camp in New York City.
Yeah.
And so it's like run by these ex-military guys, and they like do some really super hardcore like exercises and obstacle courses.
Like
And I was
military caliber.
Yeah,
And you're gonna come out of there looking like Rambo, right?
probably.